Hey everyone, hello, hello. I don't quite sound like Pam Savage, but this is Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations. Just getting over the flu. My husband and I both have had the flu for going on 2 weeks now. We are on the mend. I finally have enough voice to get on here and talk to you. I know it doesn't sound real pleasant, but I am feeling much better. Both of us are. So say hello when you hop on. Thank you for staying with me and not going away. I have not been on here in 2 weeks. So I miss you guys when I don't get to go on here. So I've got my water, got my cough drop, so if I need it, I'm ready. So I won't be on here as long as normal, I don't think, but we're going to go vote here in a little while. We got the clear from the doctor that we are not contagious anymore. Yesterday I still sounded completely like a man. The days prior to that, I don't know if David enjoyed it or if it was annoying that I had zero voice. Let me get you pulled up on my iPad right quick so that I can see your comments. I'm going to show you a couple of things new that I got before I got sick. It looks like I'm bald there on this side. The way the light hits it, it looks like I'm almost bald there. I promise I have some hair. All right, let me see if I can get you pulled up here. Somebody say hi, hello, or something. Hi, Tammy. Looks like the iPad's a little bit delayed, and I've heard that several are having problems with their comments not showing to me. Now, I can see it on my phone, but it's not on my iPad yet, so we'll give it a few minutes maybe to catch up. So this is what I kind of started working on a little bit yesterday. I have not even felt like picking up a paintbrush. But, so I finally did last night. Hi, Peggy. Yay, there you come on my iPad. Great. So if you want to turn the sound down because of this crazy voice, I completely understand. But it is just so good to be up here in my craft room again. I have missed it so much. We have several in our area that have had the flu. And from what I'm understanding, it is not a fun strand. And like we have been just so sick. Both of us sick at the same time. We would, do you feel like getting me this? I really don't. Can you wait a few minutes? Or, it was just trying to help each other. And neither one of us feeling like doing anything. So it's like, can you hand me the remote? And the remote would be 5 inches away. So we would try to blow it over there. But anyway, we are back on the mend. We're getting there. So excuse me as I take a lot of drinks and whatever. Okay, so this is Little Bunny I've been working on, but before I get into that, I want to show you the treasure I found the weekend before we got sick. Y'all know me and napkins. I absolutely love doing the Mod Podge on the napkins. Look at all of these sweet napkins I found. Look at the succulents. Look at the colors in that. Aren't they pretty? These are the smaller ones, so these are the cocktail napkins. Look at these beautiful birds. I can use them like that, or I can separate them and use them on like the thing that we did a couple of weeks ago on the board where we put the bird nest and the bird. So this has got 4 panels on it, so I'm going to have 8 birds on each napkin. So isn't that great? And then I got some little bees, and then they've got some big bees in them. Now this one I ordered off of Etsy. This one I ordered off of Etsy. And the next few that I'm going to show you came from Home Goods. And I didn't even get all of them. So this one came from Home Goods. This one came from Home Goods. Look at that. Isn't it so cute? We're going to do something with this. Probably the next time I get on with you. But look at all, it's got pretty color pink in there, but look at those little baby chicks. Now they had this size. This is the buffet guest towel size. So guest towel. Hi Tammy. And so this is the taller one, like I put on those tomato juice cans. It's that size, like what the rooster was. But they also had it in the luncheon size. So the rest of these are from Home Goods, and I looked all over the store for them. And I finally had to ask someone because I looked everywhere you would think they would be. And she said, oh no, when you get in line at the register, all the little stuff that we have in the baskets and stuff up by the register, they're on a display up by the register. So if you go to Home Goods, look there first. Look up around the registers. At this one, the price tag's kind of in the way. But look at this one. It's got a cute little bunny. It's got that scene. And then it's got a little bit different scene on this side. You can see through there. Beautiful colors. And I found the little butterfly. Isn't that pretty? You know, I love my butterflies and birds. And then this one I just absolutely in love with. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to do something with it. Look at those colors. Gorgeous. Oh, I just think it's so pretty. And these were all from Home Goods. This one was $5.99, and there's, let's see how many are in here if it tells me. Well, this one doesn't tell me how many, I don't think. But I think there was 40 in this one. I don't remember where I saw it now. Oh, they've got it covered up on this one. This one has, I think, 40. So this one's got 40. This one's got 40. So $5.99. $2.99 for this size, and then I think these were $5.99. $5.99 for those, but that is not a bad price. Some of these napkins that I get on Etsy, like just for 4 napkins was $5 something. So I thought that was a really good deal. Don't know how long they'll have them out, but I just wanted to let you know if you're anywhere near a Home Goods, go by there and check out, you know, their napkins. And, of course, they're going to have other napkins back in the regular napkin area. But the Easter springy napkins, they had on special display up in the line where you go to the registers. And I used one of your boxes that if you're coming to the paint party or paint day, I don't know if we'll call it actually a party, but paint day that I'm having on April the 28th here in Sherman. These are just, I love them. So if you're coming to the party, one of these is are going to be yours. And we are going to paint the cutest. Let me show you what we're going to do on those. Get my napkins all put aside here. This is what we'll be doing at the party. I think I'm going to use mine to put the paintbrushes in. You could do makeup brushes, paint brushes, combs, plants. You could actually put plants in here if you lined the bottom, you know, with something that's waterproof, or you could put fake plants in here. It'd be so pretty with succulents or something. But this is what we're going to be painting on both sides. Now, you could even do this on one side, do something for a season, a different season on this side, but we're going to be doing this on both sides, and then we're going to be doing a little bit of Mod Podge with some of the butterflies from some napkins that I got. We'll be doing that, and then we'll be painting. I've got to still go get these, get the little terracotta pots that we're going to paint. You can paint inside if you want to, or you don't have to paint inside. I painted mine inside, and they've been Mod Podged around, so they're sealed. I think I will probably put like a napkin or something in the bottom, or saran wrap or something, wax paper or something, so it doesn't get all scratched up. But you'll be able to do it any color you want. I'll have several colors for you to choose from. I'm going to have some door prize, at least 1 or 2 door prizes. This will be one of the door prizes. One of these neat little irons that everybody's been Mod Podging, decoupaging with. One of these little craft irons. I love it. I haven't even gotten myself one yet, so I'm going to have to get me one. But that will definitely be one of the door prizes. I may have one other, some little something that I put together, but this is not like a big live event where I had tons of big door prizes. This is just going to be our little paint day, but I thought that would be a neat little door prize for us to get. I can't wait to go get my, they only had one when I went to get this one, so that's why I didn't get myself one. So this will be one of yours we've got some that's already signed up. There are only 18 seats available Well, there were 18. We've already had some register, so I don't have 18 left. It's only $35. So you guys, I'm not making a lot off of this. You know, it's just, I want to get together and paint with you. You will learn some different things on this. You'll learn how to double load your brush to do the petals. We'll use the liner. We'll be doing some dotting with a dotter. So go to my website, youngatheartcreations.com. Put these back over here and click on events, and the event link will come up and it'll give you more information on it. It's April the 28th. Get this out of our way. April the 28th. I can't remember if it starts at 11 or 11:30, but it will tell you on there. And you can register there. It's, again, $35. We'll start at 11. We have the room until 4, but it is not going to take that long. This is going to be a very simple project, but we do have it that long. So if anybody is a little bit slower painter, or you just want to relax and really take your time, you can stay as long as you want to, up till probably about, we'll start having to clean up about 3. But if you need to leave earlier, if you finish completely ahead of everybody and you need to get away, then yes. But I would definitely allow at least 3 hours. And then we can break for lunch. Or if you want to just bring yourself a sack lunch, that's probably what's going to be better, is just to bring yourself a sack lunch and something to drink. No alcohol, please. They don't allow that on the premises, and I don't ever have that at my parties anyway. But if you want to bring that, something for you to eat and drink, I recommend that. I will have everything else. The only thing else I suggest you bring is your favorite brushes. You're going to need a flat brush. You'll need a round brush and a liner brush. But bring your favorite brushes. I will have some brushes there for you to borrow. But if you're like me, I have some brushes that are just, you know, we're friends. They know my hand and my hand knows them. And they know sometimes to do what to do before I even tell them. So you're welcome to do that. But more about that later when I have more of a voice. I thought I would just paint with you a few minutes while I'm working on this little spring bunny is more, I guess, what it is. But I've got a few more things we're going to do to him. You could do any color that you wanted to. I haven't done any really of the details yet. I was just working on the floating. So I thought that I would do that with you today. Let's see who we've got on here. Miss Tammy and Miss Peggy. This was not a scheduled live, so I figured everybody would still be at work or picking up kids from school. So I just couldn't stand it any longer, though. I had to get on here. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down. And let's go ahead and do some of the shading on this. We've got something that we're going to put on his belly. If we don't get to that right now, we might get to it a little bit later. Let me see if I can get you down here enough to where you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to use my, this is a 1/4 inch flat, straight across means the flat. So I'm just going to dip it in my water just a little bit, pat it off, and then I'm going to decide where, this is dry. So when you're floating, shading, or highlighting, it always does better if it's a little bit damp, if the paint is still wet. So since this paint is not still wet, I'm going to add just a tad of water where I'm going to be shading. The base of the rabbit is Spa Blue. And we're going to be shading that. Floating is the technique. If it's darker than your color, it's shading. If it's lighter, it's highlighting. So we're going to be, this is Deco Art. We're going to be using Laguna to shade him in. So for the last few days, when I started getting my voice back finally, I sounded so much just like a very bass-toned man. But everything I said, even if it was, I love you, sweetie, sounded so grouchy. Everything I said sounded so grouchy. And I would have to remind my husband, I'm not being a grouch. I just can't help the way I sound. I think the only time we were ever both that sick together was when our first son, was about 2, we both had the flu and we got so sick. My husband rarely ever gets sick. I have a very weak immune system, and if there's something going around, I'm going to get it. Okay, so I've got my base color and then the color we're going to be floating with on here. So I'm going to get it a little bit damp again because while I was talking it dried. You don't want just, a lot of water, but you do want it a little bit moist so it'll spread. This wood especially, it's a Dollar Tree bunny, and this wood's a little bit dry. I mean, it does soak it up. I base coated it in white first. I like to do that so my colors will be bright, and that's still just a little bit too wet. Just a little more in here. There we go. Now it's showing up. I think the floating on it just makes it stand out so much. I'm going to go ahead and do this around this foot a little bit more. Just to make it stand out. Okay, let's get it a little bit wet. I'm going to go around the toes. Now, if my paint was still wet, I wouldn't have to be doing that. Oops, let's get a little bit around his foot too. This is voting day, so as soon as my husband gets off, we're going to go vote. We made sure with the doctor that we are not contagious anymore before we decided to do that, but we always go vote, so I'm glad we're getting to do that because we rarely ever miss that. You may hear some construction going on outside our patio wall. We're on a very, very steep slope, our backyard is. And we get the rain, the runoff from everybody else's yards. And our wall collapsed with this last snow and ice. And it just came tumbling down. So we have some sweet workers. I can honestly say I love our construction workers because they are members of our congregation. One of our elders is the owner of his business. He does that, but he's got 2 of the boys from the youth group helping him. He's paying them to help. So I truly love our construction workers. And my husband doesn't mind. I've had those little boys in Bible class when they were little. Sweet, sweet families. But let me tell you, they are earning their money. All right, let's go around. So I'm just getting that base color on here. And just a little bit of that shading color, and we'll go around those toes a little bit, just enough to set it off. Now I'm gonna have to redo right there. I should have done the toes first. I have to switch to a little bit smaller brush to get around these toes. The weather is gorgeous here in Sherman, Texas today. It's so nice after it being so yucky. Okay, let me find one of my little bitty shading brushes and see if I can do a little bit better. So we're going to go to a very small one. See if I can get around those little toes better. I don't know if they're toes, I guess the little pads. Much better. And I may have to go and fill in a little more of the peach. I really debated on whether to get on here with my voice and coughing and everything, but I thought, you know, they love me. They understand. And I was just missing you guys. Several days in a row, I want to go live. I want to go live. And I just did not have the voice. At all. I would try to get something to come out, and it was just not happening. Now this may be a little extra detail than what you would do with it, but I just think the floating really makes it stand out. I've been so, my husband and I both have been so weak. And I'm still a little shaky. I noticed when I was painting last night that a little shaky. The guys have been outside have been having to bust up because our retaining wall, we had somebody else fix it a long time ago, but it just didn't hold up under this last bit of weather. But there was stone and concrete, so they're having to by hand bust all of that out. I walked out there earlier. I haven't been able to go out there because I didn't want to get around them until I knew for sure that we were not contagious anymore. But I finally went out there this morning and I said, do y'all hate us yet? I mean, I bet they've had blisters. And I guarantee you they didn't have any trouble sleeping last night after their first big day of work. They're putting in, we just had the little stones, and that was part of the problem. My hubby didn't use the right kind of stones when he did it the first time, 30-something years ago. They just weren't sturdy enough to hold it. But they lasted several years. Anyway, so they're having to put in cross ties, the big railroad cross ties now. They're having to cut them, and they are not lightweight. So we're going to come in, I'm going to clean that up a little bit, but we're going to come in here with some darker of this color and do the same thing on the inside of the belly. And then we're also going to do the ears. We'll be doing some shading around the ears, in here, and all around his face. Okay, so let's work over here a little bit. Just added a little bit of water because this is dry. So if y'all know anyone that is close enough to come to the paint day, you know, bring a friend. It's going to be very, very casual, very just a good day for us to just sit and paint and visit. And I will show you everything to do step by step on that. I may put together some napkin packets of what I have in a baggie and just a small price on those and have those available for you, because I know not everybody can get out and get napkins and shop. So I might do something like that as well. It is going to be at the First United Bank in Sherman on Taylor Street. And when you go to the website and click on events, it gives you all that information. But it's going to be inside their community room. And closer to time, I'll give you instructions on where you'll come into the building. It's a very nice little room. It's just perfect. And it's right by a restroom. So easy access to that. It's private. Nobody's coming in and out but us. But now I know most everybody that works there, because I worked there for years and years. So they might come in to say hello. But that would be it. Okay, so we're just defining where the foot separates from the body. I'm going to move my paint over here because that ring light is drying it out. All right, it's still just a little bit wet. I might have to let that dry just a minute. I got a little bit too much water on it. Okay, so let's go down here. You could do a gray bunny, a white bunny. This bunny back here on the wall is white with polka dots all over it. It's holding an Easter egg. So, I mean, you can just do them any color that you want. I think the next time we paint, we're going to do a little chick, and I think we're going to do some Mod Podging on it. Painting and Mod Podging. There we go. That's how dark I wanted it. And what happens when you fill it with your base coat and then just got a little hair sticking out on that or something. Put your floating color on the outside. That base coat, just once it dries, it just disappears. Okay, so I need to do, this is really messy around these toes, so I will go back and clean those up a little bit. And let's go ahead and get the outside around the tops of his toes. I did it on the wrong side. I was not paying attention. So what I do to keep myself from doing that is I load it with the base coat, dirty load it, and then I find the words or something on the top of my brush, and I always do to the right of the words. So with the floating color. That way I don't accidentally do it on both sides and you have a line of that color going. You don't want that. This brush has got a little bristle that's sticking out. Okay, let me clean this up a little bit. Okay, and I'll worry about cleaning that up in just a little. So let's go around the big part of the foot. I've been sleeping on the couch the last 2 weeks because we were keeping each other awake, coughing, and we're not getting any sleep at all. So sleeping in separate rooms, we were able to get a little bit of sleep. But I finally got to move back to our room and bed last night. So that was nice to be back in our room, close to everything. Alrighty here. So I'm turning it to make it most comfortable for me, and there is still that tiny little, okay, I think I got it then, but it's painting where I don't want it to paint. Should have got that little brush out for this one too. There's just not much room in between those paw pads, and it's going over what I did a minute ago, so I should have done it first, but we'll make it work. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the small one. Getting close to having to turn the air conditioner back on. We've had the heater going, but it's starting to get warm up here and outside. I think it's supposed to get up in the 70s. Alrighty, we're going to let that dry for just a minute. Clean up some of this down here, because you don't want it harsh. You want it just floating. It just kind of softly fades out. Okay, we'll put a little more where we took that off. There we go. Okay, let's put this back on at the bottom here. think we'll be good there. Now let's go around these toes. I have another little brush that's really good for floating in tight areas, and I think I've got it packed over there ready for my class Tuesday. I've got a little bit of a watermark here, and that's not what I want, so I'll probably go back over it just a little bit. And then we're going to come in on the inside with that darker pink. So that's going to clean it up a lot when we come in. That brush is really tiny, so it dries out quick and doesn't hold a lot of paint on it. So I am reloading after about every stroke on it. Okay, now let's go around this one. So you can see with it and without it around that, it just really makes a difference. Can y'all hear the scraping outside? Hi, Jan. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Miss Jean. I am feeling much better. I just still don't have all of my voice back, but I sound much less like a man today than I did yesterday. So I'm calling that improvement. If you just hopped on and you didn't get to see the first part of this, I did show you some awesome napkins that I got from Home Goods. If you live near a home good store, it would definitely be worth the trip for you. So pretty. The colors are just beautiful in them. Now, I was telling them what I should have done. I wasn't thinking about it, but so small in between here that when I'm floating around this, I am covering up a little bit of that floating that I did there. So we'll go back and just put a little more on that. So we've had just tons of people in our area with this flu that had gotten the flu shot. My hubby got the flu shot several weeks ago. And they say it lessen, even if you get it, it's not quite as severe when you have it. But that was not the case with him this time. He was pretty sick with it. And he just hardly ever gets sick. Okay, let me put back on there. I just rubbed it off. And I'll do a little more cleaning up when it when it dries a little bit. I'm going to see if I can snip. I don't usually do this, but I've got one tiny, tiny little bristle that is causing me all kinds of problems. So in my congregation, when somebody gets sick, especially the wife in the family, we all take turns taking food to them, taking a meal so that, you know, they're taken care of that way. We have what we call food box, and somebody different is in charge of it each month. I'm just going to clean up a little bit around where that watermark was with the base color now. And so we'll take turns taking meals and just make sure everybody's taken care of. So it's been a little difficult because we've had so many of us out sick with it that it was hard finding somebody that was well enough to take food and drop it on the porch to the ones that weren't. And I think we got everybody taken care of. Okay, so just cleaning up a little bit around those edges where that brush was a little wide on it. And I'm going to put a little bit of our pink to clean up that one toe. And I'm just going to get some out of the lid because it's not that much. And while we're floating on the other part of it, that'll be drying good. Okay, that cleaned it up good. This looks really pink in the bottle, very light pink. It's cotton candy, but it's drying a little darker, so it looks really peachy. But I think it's pretty with this blue. Okay, so we've got his body and feet and everything in the blue. We need to go up here around his ears and his face. So I'm going to overlap the ears where they're coming up here. And we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of water on it. Okay, get that base coat color on there. I have to add some more paint here in a minute. And let's go, I'm going to go right in top of, right on top of that pink there. Should have lined it up a little bit better, gone up a little higher with that pink, but I think we'll be all right. And we'll just come down and meet. Just right on the edge. Just to give it some shading there. And what that did instantly was made that ear look like it was folded over. Okay, now let's just wiping a little bit of that water off there. So don't want it just saturated. Okay, so we'll start up here first. You're just blending it in. See if I can do it without getting my hand in it. And then just blend it out. Okay, so you can see how now that one looks folded over, and that one is going to. So just one little line across here that went out a little bit changed the look of that ear completely. So sometimes just one little detail. Thank you, Jan. Sorry you're still sick. Going to the doctor Thursday. Good. Well, my husband ended up getting a shot, steroid shot, and Tamiflu. I just did not even feel like getting to the doctor the day that he went. This rabbit was from Dollar Tree last year. I got several of them. And I've done them so many different ways. They are just really, really fun to do. All right, I'm going to put us a little more paint out here. Let's see, I'm trying to use up this. Oh, and I got a new tablecloth. You can see under here, I got a floral one. Springy. I think I got it at, Walmart. Pretty sure I did. The clear one I get at Dollar Tree. Maybe $1.25 Tree now, from what I'm hearing. But that protects the cloth, easy to wipe off. So I like using that. Okay, so we need to go right in here in this little bitty spot. So I'm going to use that smaller brush. And we'll get a little bit in there. Just right on that edge. Okay, I'm going to go right on the outside, just like we did the toes, just enough to give it some color. Doing this just gives it a little more 3D look. Okay, then we'll go under there in a second when we do the whole side of his face. Jan, you had said that you were going to talk to your daughter and see if maybe y'all get to come to the paint day. That'll be fun. I hope you do. I did get to meet Jan at the craft show back in November, which was fun. Touching up a few more spots that I was looking at. Okay, so let's do this other ear. I can't believe spring is here. I'm ready. I love wearing my boots, and I love one good pretty snow. After that, I'm done. And we really didn't get snow this year. We just got ice. I mean, I know we could still get some. I can remember getting 6 inches in April one year. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go around this little ear right now like this and see if that makes it any easier. So I'm just right on the outside of that pink. Okay. Now we'll go right here on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to go down and around the big part. So I'll get a little more on there. So I want to come out just past where this pink is and then connect here where the edge of the ear is. You know what I didn't do? I didn't put a little bit of moisture on it, and that's why it's kind of dragging. Again, the ideal way to do this is when your paint is still wet. And it blends in nicely. But since I had to quit and go downstairs last night, the paint's all dry. I want it just a little bit darker there. Work that ridge out. Now here's what happens when it's dry. Your paint starts kind of breaking up and it just doesn't glide. So that's why you want a little bit of moisture on it. Be much faster if your paint was still wet. I'm so proud of me. Forgot to tell you guys. And y'all are probably going to laugh. Most of you on here are probably going to laugh quietly, silently to yourself. Because for most of you, it's like, what's the big deal? But y'all know how technically challenged I am. And I get my daughter or my husband to do a lot of the things for me if it's technical. Loading things on my website and things of that nature. But I couldn't do anything. I didn't feel like doing anything else. And there were a couple of days where I just did not even get out of bed with this flu. I mean, literally did not get up except to go to the restroom, and that was it. So I had my laptop close to me, and I sat there and went through YouTube videos until I finally learned how to upload my videos to my YouTube channel. That does not sound like much, I know. But for me, it was huge. Definitely stepping outside of my comfort zone. I don't like to do things technical. I'm just not technically minded. And for me to do that, and it worked. I had my daughter look up on YouTube to see if they were there and loaded. I mean, I did myself, but I wanted her from her computer to see if if she went in, if they were there, and if they loaded properly. So we did a little mini celebration over the phone. Mom, I'm so proud of you. She's been the one having to upload them. And if you get behind and you have several that you need to upload, it is time consuming. So I did, I think, 14 or 15. Might have even been more than that, but it was at least that many that I got uploaded. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit, I see a spot here on this one. I don't know what it is, but we're going to get that covered up. Okay, so I think we're good on the ears. On that part. Now we'll have to come back. We'll put some of that dark pink in here and then some little highlights on there. Smooth that out a little bit. Okay, so let's get around the face and his head, her head. She's going to have a little friend before we're done down here, so. My husband gets off here in a few minutes, so I'll probably have to stop and then come back and finish it. Because we are going to go vote. So let's go across the top of the here and across the top. Just with that same color. Just right under where that pink is. Now, if you were doing a white bunny, you would probably shade him in a gray, or shade it in a gray. Just whatever color you're doing, just go a little bit darker. Or if you're wanting to highlight, a little bit lighter. So if you had a dark gray bunny, you would probably want to highlight in a white or a light gray. Okay, let's get the side of his face. I may go just a little bit darker. I'll let that dry a minute and then we'll see. I have to be very careful when we're sick what kind of medicine I take because of my high blood pressure. Sometimes that limits it because a lot of the things that you can take when you've got high blood pressure, they don't seem to work real well for me. Hi, Karen. Just giving him some details here. Thank you guys so much for, I've had so many that have sprinkled the video on your pages, and that has really helped my count. We're getting so close to being able to give some happy mail. Oops, forgot that little one. Just curious, can y'all hear those saws? I think they've got a chainsaw and maybe a jackhammer out there. I'm not sure what they've got going. I can hear it through the window really well. I was just wondering if you guys were hearing it. I told them they could come in and get on the live with me. They're so muddy and have dirt all over them. I think the boys probably would have, just to get out of the the work they're having to do, because it is very, very physical. It was like, we'll do anything just for a break. They are good kiddos. Soften that just a tad. Okay, like that a little better. Okay, so I think we've got all the blue on there that we're going to do. I do want to clean it and soften it just a little bit with that base coat color, because I don't want any harsh lines. Now the ones that have already registered for the paint day, I've got your email addresses, and getting closer to time for the paint day, the paint class, I will be emailing you with instructions on exactly what we'll be doing and where to come into the building and anything like that that we need to know. You won't need to bring any supplies except your favorite paint brushes. I mean, bring the brushes you like, but that'll be listed there, what you need, what type of brushes you'll need. I will have all of the paint. So you do not have to bring any paint. I'll have all the water containers, everything like that. Aprons, so you won't need to bring anything but your lunch, whatever you're going to eat for lunch. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich is fine if that's what you want. Something for you to drink. There will not be ice there. So if you want to bring an ice down, you know, your iced tea, if you like ice in your tea, be sure and bring your tea with ice in it. And if we have time, I'm going to try to show you how to do a rosebud and maybe a couple of other techniques. So clean this toe up here just a little bit. It got pretty out of shape there a minute ago. Just looking to see if there's any place else that didn't cover real well. Okay, so let's put a little bit of pink, the darker color. This is Cotton Candy. And now we're going to use Deco Art Coral Blush. So anyway, those of you that have already registered, and I'm so excited that we've already got some registering. Look at all those boxes over there in the floor. All of these over here. Those are going to be yours. And it's cool because they're already base coated in white. So we don't have to worry about base coating. We can just get right to our painting. And then we'll have our terracotta pots that we're going to do. I've got to go pick those up. All right, I'm going to have to see if this is going to be dark enough, this color. So let's see what it looks like. So I do want some of my base coat color. And then some of this coral blush. It's such a pretty color. I think it'll be dark enough. We'll see. Alright, so let's start down here just on this foot and see if it's going to be dark enough for us. Let's go ahead and get it a little moist. Load it with that base coat color. Yes, it's going to be the perfect color. Makes a lot of difference on it. And then we're going to do a little bit of highlighting in here on it. But look at the difference in the one with and then the one without. So it does make a lot of difference. We're going to go ahead and do the toes, but I will use that smaller brush for the toes. We talked to my youngest son, Kyle, and his wife Emily a couple of nights ago, and they informed us that they are feeling our little grandson kicking now. She had been feeling him for a couple of weeks, but Kyle couldn't feel anything yet, so he was so excited that he can now feel him kicking and moving around in there. So we are getting so excited. Okay, so I've gotten some blue here. Get that cleaned up right quick. Okay, so another way you can do this, instead of putting water on it, if you didn't want to go to the trouble of putting water, is put you a light, just a little light, another coat just right where you're going to be shading or highlighting, and then work it in before it dries. So you can do it either way. This color's a little bit thinner than what that blue was, and it's gliding much better. I'm not going to worry so much about this down here because it's going to be covered up. Right under that neck. So I'm going to add another little coat of that base coat color. Right along the edge there. Hi, Cindy. Thank you so much. Still got a lot of detail to do on it, but we'll get it there. We still don't know our new grandson's name. They have not revealed that. They may wait until he's born to reveal that. So right now we're calling him Little Captain. They ordered a crib from Nebraska Furniture. I guess 2.5 months ago, and it was supposed to be here the first part of next month, and they got notification that it's going to be in July before they can get it here. The baby's due July the 2nd, so she'll probably go at the end of June. But he'll stay in a bassinet for the first, few weeks anyway. But I just couldn't believe it was going to take that long to get it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the ears, and then we'll do the toes with that smaller brush. And we'll do the little nose. And then I'll show you. I'm not sure when I'm going to show that. I'll wait here until I start saying I'll show you right quick what we're going to put on him. But I'll keep you in suspense a little longer. I think I'm going to do a few little polka dots, light colored polka dots on him. I may get your opinion on a couple of the finishing details. I just think it makes so much difference when you put this shading and highlighting in. If we have time at the paint class, and I think we will, not only am I going to try to show you how to do a rosebud, an easy rosebud, I want to show you how to do a couple of different flowers. So we are going to have so much fun. So maybe You could take a half a day off or just take the day off if you work, if you're able to do that. And join us. This will be in the same room where I just took the class that I did the snowman board, you know, the snowman carnival, the nighttime snowman scene. So it'll be in that room. Okay, so there's the ears. We'll have to put some little hair in there. Let's go ahead and do the nose. And I think I'm going to switch. And I just realized that I did not go around his nose with the dark blue. Let's go ahead. We can go ahead and do the inside. Let me look right quick and see if I have my other little bitty one up here that's so much better for this. I had some of my brushes packed, ready to go for next week, so I think I've got them over there. Let's open a new one. This is Velvet Touch, and they're from, I got them at Hobby Lobby. So I haven't used this one yet, so we'll see what I think about this one. That one's getting pretty frayed. And it is just a size 2 is what they call it. Tiny, tiny, tiny. But I think it'll work. We'll see. So I'm going to load it just like I would the big one. Just in a little bit smaller amount. Get my paint open back up here. It's starting to dry. Let's get a little bit of moisture on it. Now you'll have to load it a little more because it is so tiny. And we'll also put a little bit of white up there towards the end. And I'm just loading it in that base coat color and just barely sticking just the corner of that brush in. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing right quick in that dark blue around the outside of the nose. I'm going to go ahead and try it with this with this small one. Get a little bit of moisture on there. So now we're switching to the blue. In my words, my brand name. See if we can do this without messing it up. It is so good to be able to cough without saying, ouch, that hurt. That's a big improvement. A little more moisture in it. Okay, and what it does, it just makes it look like that nose is sitting in, I guess you would say. Just gives it a little more 3D look. Get a little more right under it. Okay, and I'm also going to go out around the outside of his eyes. Her eyes, his eyes. I am just putting a very, very tiny, I don't even know if you can see it, dark blue on that very bottom corner. And just going out, just right outside that eye. Okay, let's do the other one right quick. Okay, and then we're going to have black outlining it, and then the black in there. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of white. Grab a brush that'll be good for that. I'm going to get one that's a little bit stiff. And I'll put a little bit of white out. This is just apple barrel white. And I'm going to kind of just, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of moisture. Dampen it off a little bit. And then just with a stiff flat brush, I'm going to put it on, then I'm going to get it off. And I'm going to put just a little bit of highlight in here. Kind of the shape of whatever you're doing. I'm going to get some more of that off. And I'm going to rub it with my fingers. So I want it really soft. Okay, so same thing here. Oops, I still got to do the toes. Forgot about the toes. Let's do the inside of his ears. Washing that out just a little bit. little bit of highlight on that. And then I'm going to take my little round brush and we're going to put just a tiny little highlight on his nose, across the top of his nose. Okay, so I hope you can see this on camera, just adding a little bit of white in there. Still got to do the toes. I forgot to shade the toes, but we'll do those. And then a little bit in that nose and inside those ears. Now let's make, I'm going to get my tiny little liner brush, really, really little. And we're going to do in that dark peach color, that coral blush. Let's give him some hair in his ears. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get away with doing the inside of the toes with just this little liner brush and a little bit of that light peach. It may not look as good, so I may have to go back and fix it a little bit. I think it might be okay. And I'm adding a little bit more of that base coat color in it, just to soften it up. Now this is more outlining than it is shading in these, but I think it's going to look fine. Hi Diana. Hi Charlotte. No, Cindy, I'm not going to the Kentucky one because I have my paint party or my paint day on April the 28th that I'm hosting, and then I will be at Tamara Bennett's live event in July, and then I will also, there's another one, I can't announce it yet because it hasn't been made public yet, but I have another one that I will be attending that, so I've got several that I'm involved in, so I will not be able to go to that one. I would love to, love to. It sounds like it's going to be so much fun. But I will be a presenter at Tamara's live event in July in Dallas. It's actually in Plano, just a few minutes from the airport. So I will be at that one presenting. So we'll get to teach there. If you have not signed up to go to that one, it's Southern Adornments Decor. And you can go on their website and learn more about that. It is going to be a huge event. There'll be 10 presenters there, and you will have 10 different, at least 10 different things that you'll be doing. Miss Tracy Creates will be there. She's the queen of Mod Podge napkins and all kinds of other things. I'm not sure what all she's doing. But there are just so many. So go on there and just look and see how many different presenters are going to be. I'm so excited about being a presenter, but at the same time, I'm sad because I'm not going to get to go to all the classes. And I'm like, I want to go to all the classes. But I am super excited about it. Already got the project all ready and that we're going to be doing. My section will be Christmas in July, so we'll be doing a Christmas project. But that's all I can say. There's going to be about 200 painters there that will be painting. She does now have it to where, because her cost is so much on when they do these huge lives like this. It costs them so much to do it. So it's a little pricey, but so worth it. I've been to all of hers, and they're always so much fun. So she's letting you pay it out in, I think, 3 payments. You'll have to check the site to see, but I think you can pay it out in 3 payments. If you just absolutely cannot go, she has a virtual ticket that you can purchase, and you will get to see it live. I mean, you'll get to watch it live. So I'm just kind of cheating here, you guys, on these little toes, and just doing it with this liner brush instead of an outright float on it. Mainly because I'm kind of in a hurry because we will be leaving here in a few minutes. I'm waiting for my husband to holler at me, time to go. Be the first time we've been out of the house in, I don't know how, 2 weeks. He went out of the house to go to the doctor. I have not been out of the house since, not this past Monday, but the Monday before that. I had barely even been downstairs. Okay, so let's put a little bit of white in those like we did on the other ones. Just kind of dry brush it in. Just to give it some highlights in there. When you're doing writing, any kind of lettering with a paintbrush, apple barrel paint is really good for that because it is a much thinner paint. Okay, so I think we're good on the highlighting there. Now, I am going to have to wrap it up. So, let me go ahead and show you what we're going to be putting on it. Oh, you'll be on your family vacation. Sorry, I'm going to miss you. But you guys, be sure and go check out my website, youngatheartcreations.com. And click on events, and it will give you all the information on the little live paint day that we're going to be having. This will be one of the door prizes, one of those cute little crafting irons. So I love that. And then I'll have at least one more door prize, and maybe a couple of more. I'm not sure. I may put together some napkin bundles for you to purchase at a really, really good price. I can't just give them away because I did have to pay, for them. But okay, so I will be talking more and more about the paint day. I did get it down to $35, just what I charge typically on my regular just paint parties. So I'm hoping that cost will keep it down enough so that you can come, that you can bring a friend, that we will have a good time together, and that you can learn some techniques maybe that you've not done that we'll do in person. But let me go ahead and show you what I kind of drew up to put on this little bunny. I haven't decided yet exactly how I'm going to do the arms. I'm going to have to think about it. This is how I did this one. The little arms, just holding that Easter egg like that. So we will do something similar probably on the ears, and maybe do some more polka dots. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. I'm always busy and I never see those. And I think, I didn't get any hearts. But I love the hearts. Thank you so much. And I would really, really appreciate if you would sprinkle the video after we're done with others. Now, we've still got a lot to do with the eyes and eyebrows and the little smile. But I think it's going to be so cute, so cute. We're going to go ahead and draw using graphite paper. It's going to have a little chick and an egg. And then I think we're going to probably do maybe some grass down here. I'm not sure yet, but won't that be so cute? I just was kind of doodling when I was laying in bed a few days ago. I thought, well, he or she needs a little friend. So I thought a little chick coming out of the egg would be cute to do on it. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you. Thank you, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Listen to me. Now, instead of sounding like a man, like I have been with this voice trying to come back, it'll be screechy like this one minute and so deep the next. But at least I have a voice again. I'm not complaining. I have had zero voice for almost a week. So it's so nice to be able to talk and get on here with you again. But here's what we've got so far. Sorry that I'm going to have to go, but look at the difference that just shading around those eyes and nose. It just really sets it off, makes it look a little more 3D. And then adding that white in there. And so by the time we get the little chick and we get the details up here and probably some little spots on, polka dots on his ears or her ears, I think it's going to be really cute. And just another good thing that I'll have ready for a spring show. Not sure what we're going to be doing yet. So as far as us doing craft shows, I've got several that we've got lined up, but not sure spring-wise which ones we're going to do. But this is just a Dollar Tree bunny. I have not been to Dollar Tree, so I don't know if they have them this year. And they're probably $1.25 now, but that's where this one came from. That's what this pattern is. So you could do it like this. You could even do it where it's the back of the bunny, finish it out with a cottontail, depending on what you're going to do with it, you know. But you could have just a back side of the bunny, or you could do this double-sided, depending, you know, if you're going to have it flat against a wall, that's probably not going to matter. If you're going to have it sitting in a tier tray or something like that, then you might want to finish out the back. Now, I have painted it white, so it is finished out. It just does not have details on it, but there's just so many different ways that you can paint them. I think a chocolate bunny would be cute. A pink bunny would be cute. There's just so many ways you can do it. So we're going to do this bunny, and then we're going to do a chick. I have some cute things that I want to do with the chick and the napkins, so we're going to do that. But if you did not get to see the first part of the video, go back. Thank you, Cindy. I finally have some color back in my cheeks. I look like a ghost the last 2 weeks, but I do finally have some color back in my face. This is the first day I've had makeup on since Monday 2 weeks ago. So I did give my face a rest with that. But, okay, what was I saying on the first of the video? I did show you several napkins, beautiful napkins that I got from Home Goods. And so go back to the beginning and look at those. They're so cute. And we'll be doing some things with those. I will probably have some of those packaged up for the paint day. So we'll see. But I've got to go get ready to vote. If you have not already voted, today is vote day. So your vote counts. I don't get political on here. I don't tell you who to vote for, anything like that. I just am grateful for our country, and I love the honor and privilege and freedom of being able to go vote. So that's what we're going to do. Luckily, I don't have to vocally vote. I can just go check mark everything. So I love you guys so much. I may hop back on here tonight. We'll just see how my voice is holding out. If not, maybe tomorrow we can finish him up, but we will. Thanks, guys, so much. I appreciate you so, so much. Don't forget to hit that sprinkle button and go check out the website. Click on events, and it's youngatheartcreations.com. Thanks so much. Y'all have a good evening. If I don't talk to you again, bye-bye.